Good day, students. How are you? So I hope you are all doing just fine in your houses, okay? So before watching this video, please make sure that you have already eaten something so that you can really comprehend everything that I will tackle in this video. So if you're hungry right now, please make sure to grab something to eat, okay? Alright, so let's get started. In this video, we are going to talk about our first lesson in this subject, which is all about Introduction to Media and Information Literacy. But before I formally start, let me share to you our learning objectives in this video. First, we have define media literacy, information literacy, and technology literacy. Second, appreciate the importance of knowing these literacies and being able to apply them in your real life situations. And the last one we have creative log, which will influence high school students to be responsible users and competent producers of media information. Now, last week, I let you make your own weekly interaction log with your usage of different media and information providers, mainly because I want to remind everyone that we are already living in the 21st century. We are living in a generation where technology is a big part of our everyday lives. We are known as the I generation because of how dependent we are on the internet and technology. Moreover, this digital generation also paved the way for us to acquire an accessible communication wherein everyone can interact with various people even outside the country. And we are already aware that one of the functions of communication is to inform, right? And these information are shared or conveyed through the use of media. And because of this easy access, varied information are spread throughout media that we can no longer determine or recognize which one is accurate or not. That is why this subject is really necessary for you to be functionally literate when it comes to media and to all the information that you see online. Now let's talk about media literacy. So to understand this one more, let us define literacy first. Literacy refers to an individual's ability to read and write while understanding simple messages in any form or language. So if you know how to read, how to write, and can understand basic vocabularies, then you can already consider yourself as literate. But there's a higher level of literacy called functional literacy. Functional literacy refers to a significantly higher level of literacy that includes not only reading and writing skills but also numeracy skill. Meaning to say, for functional literacy, you have the ability to compute basic math problems. If you know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, then you can already consider yourself as a functional literate. Moreover, if you know more about statistics, calculus, and physics, then no doubt 100% you are really a functional literate individual. But the question is, are you functionally literate? So again, you can only consider yourself as a functional literate if and only if you can at least read, write, compute, and comprehend. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Now, with the rise of new technology and how it shapes the society, culture, and the way we get information, the term literacy has also evolved. Now, since information can now be accessed easily from different social media platforms, all its benefits as well as its risks are also present. That is why it is really a must that we should also be competent when it comes to media. Now, let us define media literacy. Media literacy implies having access to media, understanding media, and creating or expressing oneself using media. also defined as education that aims to increase students' understanding and enjoyment of how the media works, how they produce meaning, how they are organized, and how they construct reality. Lastly, UNESCO defines media literacy as an ability that empowers individuals to access, retrieve, understand, evaluate, and use to create as well as share information and media content in all formats using various tools in a critical, ethical, and effective way in order to participate and engage in personal, professional, and societal activities. In simple words, media literacy pertains to our full understanding on how media really works or the world of media. We have access to it, we know how to use it, and we know how to evaluate all the information that we see online. So that's media literacy. And in order for you to understand more about it, I have here a short video that I want you to watch.
There is no doubt that people, children especially, learn from all the media that they see, hear, and experience. And we are surrounded by media. TV, apps, websites, video games, magazines, news sites, signs, digital billboards, packaging, radio, social media, and all kinds of advertising. The average kindergartner sees about 70 media messages every day. By the time they're in high school, teens are spending more than 1/3 of their day using media. Few of us fully understand how the media we interact with affects us and our society. So how do we sort through the noise? The key is media literacy. Media literacy is a set of skills that helps people, not just youth, analyze the content of media messages that they receive and that they send. To apply media literacy skills, we can ask 5 key questions. Who created this message?
Diets are hard, but Sensa is as easy as shake, eat, and lose weight.
What creative techniques are used to attract my attention?
Users lost an average of 30.5 pounds with Sensa.
Consumers were casually urged to shake their Sensa and lose 30, 40, 90 pounds or more without dieting or exercise. Each of these cases resulted in a settlement with the FTC. The companies were ordered to pay consumer redress and to back any future weight loss claims with well-conducted human clinical studies.
Some of them have lost no weight, and they've had these medical improvements, and they've had these life improvements, these life freedom improvements, without losing weight.
And why is this message being sent? This powerful key unlocks a world that empowers all of us to be better digital citizens as we consume media, produce, and share our own stories. What would it feel like to live in this world? Perhaps we'd have less fear, more empathy, and make better decisions. So how do we create this world? We each have a role to play. First things first, every child needs media literacy skills. We can all advocate for media literacy education with teachers, administrators, parents, librarians, and government. If each of us makes a practice of using the 5 key questions for media literacy in all our activities and with all of the people we encounter, we'll all move closer to the more positive and well-informed civic engagement that we want and deserve.
Now, let's proceed to the dimensions of media. Media has 3 dimensions. We have access to the media, understand, and the last one is create. So let's tackle them one by one. Let's start first with access to the media. This refers to having the use of media as well as media habits. So meaning to say, you are already using these kind of media such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and many more. Under access to the media, we have ability to use functions and navigation competence. So navigation refers to your competence in using these kind of media. For example, we have changing the TV or radio channels, browsing on the internet, and the last one is using internet links. So I believe everyone's watching right now knows how to navigate these media. Kaya kung dili pa, of course, you cannot watch this video since you're watching this from YouTube, and YouTube is another form of media. Next, under access to the media, we have competence in using media. One good example is using online systems in financial transactions. Yes, this is very true, especially in our time right now that we are experiencing this COVID-19 pandemic, and paying through online transactions is way safer compared to holding the money itself, right? And some of the online transactions we use are GCash, PayPal, CoinsPage, and many more. So that's using online systems and financial transactions. I hope you got my point. Next, the last one we have here, still under access to the media, we have knowledge of media regulations and legislations. Now, knowing these media regulations and legislations is a must. This is not optional. You really have to know this. First, we have proper exercise of freedom of speech. Now, this one is really very rampant, especially on Facebook and Twitter, diba? Every time people feel some injustices and mistreatment, they automatically rant it on Facebook. So, magkawas na din to ng mga balikas and all. And some people even tag those people or organization that they are ranting about. Actually, freedom of speech is okay. I'm not against it. But what's not okay is that if you already start degrading or belittling the other person involved. So meaning to say, you already attack the person instead of his claim or her position. So remember, class, that is already a form of logical fallacy. Remember ad hominem? Attacking the person instead of his claim. So please do not do that one. So when you do your freedom of speech, just make sure that it's constructive. Attack the claim, attack the position, but not the person. Okay, so remember, your right to freedom of speech ends the moment when the right of others begin. So I hope that you will all remember that one. Next, we have discerning harmful contents. Now, we all know that the world of social media is very broad. It reaches every corner of the world, may it be in the Philippines, in America, in Korea, and many more. So with this, our audience is also very large. Many people can see what you post online, especially if you have lots of followers. So what you post may leave an impact to those people who saw it. So make sure to always double check all the contents that you post online. Avoid sharing harmful contents because others might follow it thinking that it's okay, especially your younger audience, okay? Because they are not yet that literate when it comes to media. Okay, so some of the harmful contents that you cannot post are bullying, killing, fighting, and even malicious content. Okay, so I really hope that you will not do that one. Next, we have protection from spam and phishing. These two are really very common in the world of internet. Diba uso kayo ang mang-spam karon? For example, if na seller and then ganahan siya mo palit ang buyer sa iyang products, even though their products are not that good, they try to spam the customers by sending their offers to their emails 100 times. So meaning to say, balik-balik ko nilag send ang ilahang emails. Another common example of spam is forwarding chain messages like ipasa mo ito sa 10 tao kundi blah 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 blah. Amo na sumpay, okay? Do you still believe in that kind of messages? I hope dili na no. By now, we should already be media literates. Okay, next we also have phishing. Phishing is expressly designed by a malignant actor to harm a company or individual by obtaining sensitive information. Meaning to say, every time you receive emails from a known sender asking for your personal information like your passwords, bank accounts, and all, please do not give it. You have to make sure if legit pa na email, okay? One more example is kanang naalay mo kalit og pop-up or message sa inyo ha, like, you won 100,000 and to get the prize, please provide the following information. Yung ikaw nga uto-uto, mutuo dayon ka, kay lagi 100k na. Pero ang ending, basin ikaw ang makawatan since you gave your passwords and your bank accounts. Okay, so please do not be easily fooled by what you see online. Okay, always protect your personal information, Jude. Okay, I hope that's clear. And the last one we have protection of privacy. So for protection of privacy, I know you already know this one since this was included in our orientation, right? So just a review, according to the Data Privacy Act of 2012, we cannot share the personal information of others without their permission. So padita, makasuhan ana if ever mo file a complaint ang ato ang gipost. Okay, so one example is our virtual meeting, diba? Your teachers always remind you not to take pictures or videos during our virtual session. So it's a big no-no to class. Okay, so we really have to respect the privacy of each other. And in your case, you also have to protect your privacy. Dapat selected rin na imong ipang post online. Kaya basta niyag makahibaw na tanan tao no, sa imuhang life story, bisag dili pa mo kaila. Okay, so you really have to protect your privacy, class. Now let's proceed. Access is broken into two dimensions. We have physical access and manipulation of technology. So for physical access, this refers to the ownership of or access to the hardware. So meaning to say, you really own those hardwares needed to access those media, like owning a laptop, mobile phone, tablet, and so on. Next, we have manipulation of technology. This refers to having the skills to find relevant content through that hardware and the ability to use the software and content. So I think it's already very understandable, right? So if you own a certain gadget, of course, you should also know how to use them. If you have laptops, you should know how to use Microsoft Word, PowerPoint presentation, and we also have Microsoft Excel. So if you have some cell phones, then you should also know how to use its application. Okay, so that's what you call manipulation of technology. So I hope that's clear. Let's proceed to the next dimension of media. Diba, the first dimension was access to the media. The second one we have here is to understand. So you have to understand different forms of media, how they work, how to interpret them, how to gain perspective from their content, and how to form constructive critics of their narratives. Okay, so I hope that's clear. Now, let's proceed to the last dimension of media we have here is to create. So in media literacy, create means interacting with media. Now, interacting with media includes engaging discussions in chat rooms and forums on the internet. This also includes producing media contents like creating videos expressing oneself online. So, diri na musod ang vlog na part no, like, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And also, just like what I'm doing right now, this instructional video is also a good example of creating media, and my content is all about teaching you on how to be media literates. Okay, and that, my dear students, is the process of creating media. Okay, so let's have a review. Again, there are 3 dimensions of media. We have access to the media, we also have understand, and we also have create. Okay, so I hope media literacy is already clear to you. So that's it. That ends our video for today. So before I end this one, let me share this one to you first. Do not use social media to impress people. Use it to impact people. And that's according from davewillis.org. Okay, that's it. So thank you so much, class, for watching this video. And I really hope that you have really learned something from this one. And I also hope that you will really apply all of your learnings from this video. Okay, so goodbye, everyone. Take care and God bless.